Right now at noon, a Pittsburgh pharmacy is closing one of its locations. Find out what's behind the decision.
And most of us drying out, but a few additional storms developing and temperatures heating up. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Mocan gears up to celebrate 63 years. A look what's behind this weekend's Nitro Chaos.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, after years of serving the community, a Pittsburgh pharmacy is shutting down one of its locations. A tough decision fueled by challenges with middlemen controlling prescription drug plans. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. Lindbergh Pharmacy is closing its location on North Broadway. The owner says the decision didn't come easy, but ongoing struggles tied to pharmacy benefit managers, or PBMs, left her with no other option. PBMs are third-party companies that handle prescription drug plans for insurance providers, but many pharmacists argue they do more harm than good. We first reported on these concerns back in January, and now they're hitting home.
Contracts with insurance companies, and sometimes we get reimbursed with some of these contracts below cost of the medication, and companies can't stay in business if they're not getting even the cost of the medication.
Brandy Wolf says she plans to consolidate her staff to the South Campus for the time being. The North location will close August 1st. Let's head over now to Chris Warner for another look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got another classic example of Mother Nature doing what she wants to do. As we've got some scattered storms firing back up. A quick look downtown Pittsburgh. We got sunshine, we got clouds, and so mostly cloudy, but still enough sunlight out there. We're starting to heat up. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line, looking good as well. Here's those new thunderstorms developing across parts of southeastern Kansas and stretching back into southwest Missouri. Again, no severe weather is expected with any of this, and it's expected to remain fairly isolated, but there they are. We actually had models right this morning that ended the storms pretty early, and now we've got ones that were right that storms would continue. It's different storms. Yesterday, a little below normal for us. Not bad. 69 to start, 87 for the high. We've got a mix of low to mid 80s across the area, but those heat index values are already starting to climb, upper 80s and low 90s, and even mid 90s a little further south and west. We're going to continue to heat up. Should make the low 90s for most of us. Heat index values near 100. Skies will clear out later this evening, just a few clouds here and there. Still very warm though, low 80s by 11 o'clock tonight. We're going to have a full look at your forecast and break down just how hot it's going to get next week here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, Ajinomoto Foods is expanding in Carthage with a new state-of-the-art freezer. The Carthage Chamber of Commerce held a ribbon cutting this morning to celebrate the addition that will boost the facility's storage capacity. Ajinomoto Foods has operated in Carthage for 75 years. Nitro Chaos hits the track at Mocan Dragway. KOAM's Anthony Saviello takes us behind the scenes as drivers get ready for racing this weekend.
Driving at 200 miles an hour is not a feat that everyone gets to experience in life. However, for Nitro Chaos racers, that's just another day at the track.
Racers like Chuck Lofton have been around racing and race cars all their lives. In fact, it's almost as if racing fuel courses through their veins.
It's an adrenaline rush, you know. If you like working on cars, this is the pinnacle of a drag racer, nitromethane.
It's a rush with a 200-mile-per-hour tag to go along with it. For Chuck, there's no better feeling.
Once I got the taste of victory, it's worse than drugs. Everything you do in life, you have to win at. It doesn't matter what you do, your job, cutting grass better, it don't matter. You always want to be the best.
Believe it or not, his addiction is supported by those he cares for most, including his wife.
She backs me up and feeds the crew and takes care of everything else. And at our shop at Commercial Diesel, she pretty much does the day-to-day operations, you know, and we have a very good crew at Commercial Diesel, allows us to do what we get to do. And but yeah, Angie, she's a winner.
Driving a machine like this also comes along with a driver's seat reminiscent of a jet fighter cockpit.
They molded the seat around me, you know, I put all my stuff on just like I'm gonna race it, and they put the seat all together and the head padding and, make sure I'm sitting in the car correctly.
While most of us may not sit in the driver's seat of a 200-mile-per-hour funny car, Chuck has a piece of advice we could all learn from.
The person has to have that burning feeling about it. You might not understand it, but after a while in life you realize, it was meant to be. There's no plan. I never planned none of this. I was very fortunate, that I have somebody in my life that helped me achieve a goal and in business and in life, and we have the opportunity to live out the rest of what we have, what we want to do.
Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Well, tickets are $20 today and $30 tomorrow. Kids 12 and under get in for free. And a safety tip for those attending, you may want to bring some ear protection. And it was all swine and swell this morning at the McDonald County Fair. Young exhibitors hit the show ring with their pigs competing in the annual swine show. Judges looked for muscle, fat, bone structure, and overall appearance to determine the top hogs. Well, drills, saws, and hammers are some of the tools kids get used to in the Pitt State construction for your future camp. Now, the little construction workers have built birdhouses, dog houses, and are now building a bench. All this is designed to give kids a hands-on learning experience and a lot of fun.
Our objective is just to help young people have something to do in the summertime and to learn. Like today, I gave him a quiz over tools. Oh my goodness, they knocked it out of the park. They probably knew more tools than most adults do. And that's what we want. We want them to get excited about doing construction, but also feel like they know more about construction.
Each camper got to take home a birdhouse. Regional and public libraries take aim at a new book about Carthage native Belle Starr. Belle Starr, the truth behind the Wild West legend, will hit the shelves of local and regional libraries thanks to an anonymous donation of 250 copies. The author, Michael Wallace, is signing each copy of the donated books.
So they'll be in Jasper County, Cherokee County, Ottawa County. And what a great span of road that is just in and of itself. And going to the libraries, going to children who need to learn about history. Because if you don't learn about your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Michael Wallace will also be talking about his book at Red Oak today. And coming up, reports of theft at grave sites in Arkansas leave some families with questions and frustrations. And later, we're making secret tempura combo in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The Missouri Department of Conservation expands the number of counties required to follow chronic wasting disease regulations to slow its spread. The regulations now cover all Missouri counties in our viewing area except for Dayton Lawrence. Now that means landowners and hunters should not leave out food like cattle salt for deer. Conservation agents say anyone caught doing this can be fined. So far, the fines have been about $250. Some landowners and hunters in these counties say it will greatly impact how they prepare for the season.
To see the deer that come onto my place, the lands that I like to hunt on, of course, everybody likes to see them. Sit on your back porch and watch them in the field of the evening. And now that could drastically change their routes if they know, like, hey, I'm not getting my minerals here, they're going to go somewhere else.
Landowners and homeowners can still have food like bird feeders within 100 feet of their homes or in places deer cannot get into. And first responders managed to save a four-legged resident from a house fire in Montgomery County. Reports of a structure fire at 6234 County Road 2300 came in around noon. Neodesha Fire Department rescued a dog from the house and provided a pet oxygen mask. The dog was taken to veterinary office. Well, some residents in Garland County, Arkansas, want their deceased loved ones to simply rest in peace. But reports of theft at the Crestview Cemetery have disturbed more than the peace. Carter Thwat has the details.
Just off Highway 70 on the way to Hot Springs is where you'll find Crestview Cemetery, and often you can find Hot Springs resident James Jones.
I go out there quite frequently, like I was telling you earlier.
He's visiting the grave of his son, Joshua, who passed unexpectedly in 2016. On that grave, you'll find a sweet message written by the family, but you'll also notice a hole where a vase should go.
I went out there the week before the 4th of July and pulled up, noticed that his flowers were scattered along the ground, and as I got closer, I noticed that his vase was missing.
Stolen, and according to the Garland County Sheriff's Office, it's not the only one. They're currently investigating the theft of 3 other vases from another family plot.
I got looking at some of the headstones close by, and they were also missing.
Jones says this is the second time this has happened in the 9 years his son has been buried at Crestview, and depending on the vase you buy, they can cost hundreds of dollars or more.
What's the difference between this and me just taping 10 $100 bills to his headstone and just leaving a note here?
And more than the financial aspect, it's taken a toll on Jones and his wife.
She's very upset about it, of course, you know. That was her baby, and it's still our baby.
Still to come, Mr. Food.
This is the secret to today's recipe. Stick around to find out what it is and what makes it so special.
And it's hot and muggy. It's going to stay that way, and a few thunderstorms out there. Well, I'm going to look at your forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon on what is a hot and muggy day once again for all of us out there, and the heat will continue to climb, potentially to dangerous levels. And we also have some isolated pop-up storms that have begun to show up across parts of southeastern Kansas. We've got a little shower up here in Vernon County around Nevada that's stretching back. We got some heavier showers here right over Erie, just to the east of Chanute, stretching down along a line southeast of Parsons to northwest of Columbus. And we have a few showers back through parts of Newton, McDonald, and Berry counties as well. So nothing strong, nothing severe is expected, but it's part of what we talked about this morning with the models having that hard time with the storms this morning. Some of them thought that they'd last until about 1 o'clock. Well, they didn't. They died out pretty early, but then we got new development this afternoon. Again, not much expected. This should be just about it, but we could get a few little showers, a couple of rumbles of thunder out there. After we get to about 2, 3 o'clock, we are done. It's clear. Skies will begin to clear, and then it gets downright hot outside today. Now, today's temperatures, at least air temperature-wise, pretty close to normal, if not right at. But we go to tomorrow, and that's when things start to get a little unpleasant. We'll start to see temperatures climbing. We'll go into the mid-90s, maybe even some upper 90s, because, you know, some of our southwestern counties have a tendency to get a little hotter than everyone else. And so that's what we've got to keep an eye on. We'll also have gusty winds tomorrow, and heat index values tomorrow easily reaching 105 degrees, so you've got to be cautious. Sunday, few clouds, could get some early morning pop-up storms and maybe a couple in the afternoon out there, but it is a very, very isolated risk at this point. Most of us, if not just about all of us, are expected to remain dry. It's just simply going to be hot and muggy once again. So again, today should make it to the low 90s, right about where we should be. Mostly cloudy initially, then later this afternoon into the evening, skies will begin to clear. Our heat index values upwards of 105. Now tonight, it's mostly clear skies. However, temperatures well above normal. You saw our average low should be still about 70. We're looking mid, maybe even upper 70s. So not a lot of cooling taking place. Kind of like back around the end of June when summer officially started. Our daytime temperatures were decent. In fact, in some cases, they were below normal, but our lows just were not cooling off. So that's going to be the case now. South breeze 5 to 10. Southwest winds gusting to 20 tomorrow. We've got the mid-90s, heat index values again up to 105 across the area. Just a few clouds here and there. Now, what I want to talk about, too, is what happens through the weekend into next week, because we are now looking at the potential for dangerous heat heading into next week. We've got clear skies, maybe a cloud or two. No relief from this, no shade from cloud cover, I should say. So if you do have to work outside next week, you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated, you're taking the appropriate precautions, you're taking breaks, finding shade, heading in when you can. If you don't have to be out, then limit your time or just stay inside, because we're talking high temperatures. I remember with our broad coverage area, this is an average. Getting close to, if not right at 100 degrees, which means some of our warmer counties, south and west, could reach into the triple digits It's going to put our heat index values next week starting to climb in that 105 to 110 degree range. So still a little far out. That's why we don't have any extreme heat warnings or heat advisories at this point, but we really want to monitor those temperatures very closely over the next few days, and especially that potential for heat index values, because it's going to be pretty nasty next week.
Oof. All right, Chris, thanks. We'll stick around. We're making secret tempura combo in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard's making secret tempura combo in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you've ever wondered how restaurants make really good tempura, you know, the kind when the batter is so light and crispy, you can't seem to get enough of it, pay close attention, because we're revealing how they do it. All we do is combine some biscuit mix with a bit of cayenne pepper, garlic powder, and salt. Then we'll add our secret ingredient, club soda. The bubbles in the soda make the batter nice and airy. Once that's mixed, we can dunk strips of chicken, broccoli florets, whole mushrooms, zucchini chunks, or any veggie, meat, or fish we want. Once each piece is well coated, we'll carefully add one piece at a time to some hot oil. If you have a countertop deep fryer, this is a good time to take it out. Otherwise, a soup pot will do the trick. Also, you want the oil to be about 350 degrees, because if it's too hot, the batter will burn before the inside cooks through. Once they're golden, remove them from the oil, drain them on paper towels, and repeat the process until everything is done. Just look at this breading, light yet crispy. Maybe serve these up with some plum or sweet and sour sauce and dunk away. However you serve these, you can count on everyone loving them. I hope you'll go online to get our recipe for our secret tempura combo so you can enjoy this tasty Asian favorite right at home. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where every day we're looking for an easier way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, hot and muggy today. Got a few isolated storms out there, and then we'll clear out. Tomorrow and into next week, we really start to heat up. Mid-upper 90s, maybe even triple digits next week. Heat index values climbing 105, maybe even up to 110 by the second half of next week. So just make sure you are prepared for summer because it's here.
Certainly so, Chris. Thanks. And coming up tonight at 5, how your personality could pave the way to a better workout. We'll hear why researchers say finding the right fit could make all the difference. Plus, Joplin police are seeing a rise in a specific form of online blackmail across Southwest Missouri. Hear their advice to help protect yourself. And are fewer people visiting libraries? We take a look at the national trend and how the Miami Public Library compares. You can join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your day.